Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. Make sure after you watch these videos, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's late tonight, my makeup is like half off my face. But anyway, I'm going to get started. More practice on these Celtic spreads. The more we do, the more you get it, I hope. I'll keep my fingers crossed. All right, here we go. All right. A lot of these are based on my clients' own readings that I take pictures of. And of course, I'm not going to mention any names, and you don't know any of them anyway. But so these are real life readings. All right, the Celtic spread is position 1, the 6 of Cups. Position 2, 7 of Swords. Position 3, Queen of Wands. Position 4, King of Pentacles. Ace of Cups, position 5. Position 6, 8 of Cups. Position 7, 5 of Pentacles. Position 8, 7 of Cups. Position 9, 5 of Wands. Position 10, Knight of Cups. And then going on is the Knight of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. And under the past is the 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands. And so the title of this is Should She Take Him Back? So let's start at the bottom of the reading. Well, let's go over your list, what to look for in the progression of the reading. So how many majors are in this reading? None. No majors in this reading. So remember, major arcana is now, immediate time. What is the emotion of the reading? Well, we have cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups. And pentacles, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And wands, we have 1, 2. And swords, we got some of the nastier ones, I guess. 10 of Swords and 7 of Swords. So this is predominantly a cup reading. So it's going to be more of an emotional reading. Are there any triads or quads? There's 1 ace, 2 knights, no pages, and 1 10. I don't have the sun, I don't have the star, I don't have the world. So there is no wild cards here. So this is really a broken triad. So it's going to be, was an opportunity, but it looks a little twisted. So there's facts missing. Pretty much she will determine what happens here. Numbers in the reading, we have 2 knights, 1 ace. We have 1 7, 1 8, 1 6, 2 7s, okay, 2 7s, 2 5s, 3 5s. All right, so heavy on the, F your life up 5s. And what is the timing involved? All right, so our majors, we have none. However, you can have a little bit of timing with this. There's 1 timing card, and that's the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups rules March, April, May. And then the 9 of Pentacles over there. A lot of your 9s rule 9 weeks to 9 months. And then we have a 10 here, so there's been some form of completion. All right, so the timing is immediate to 9 months. There's one ace, 110. So when you see a 10, you go look for the ace. So a lot of this happened, as I recall this reading. Her husband was a king of pentacles. She is not a queen of wands. She is a queen of pentacles. And this happened somewhere around like August, and then we'll see what happens. Court cards, there are 3: King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and King of Cups. So this reading is more minor and mundane, so because we have all minors. She is represented in the spread as the 9 of Pentacles. And then we'll just start from the beginning then, or the past rather. So we're going to go down under this deck. And we have in the 4th position, the Queen of Wands, and going back, 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Now, he did not have a physical affair with this woman, but he had an emotional online affair with this woman that spanned, I guess, from what she said, 2 to 3 years. And he did not even tell the woman that he was married. So here we are. The 3 of Wands is online. The 5 of Swords, deception, smiling snake, being lied to. The 10 of Swords, as the swords hit the fan, you finally understand, OMG, it really is happening. The Queen of Wands is, quote, the other woman. And that is from Gypsy Lore. The Queen of Wands is Leo, Sag, Aquarian. But in this case, we don't know the sign of the other woman. But this is a card that shows another woman. And then we go up to the main card, position number 1, is the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups, now he's begging her to stay. And because of the children. And so that's what the 6 of Cups is about. The 6 of Cups is a renewal of someone coming from the past, coming to your present moment, or a past life with someone. And that's usually when you get the Moon or the Devil card. The 6 of Cups is pleasure. It is can denote sex. It is children. It is renewal. It is simply a rescue. It's a band-aid for a negative situation. And so he's basically begging her to stay. But the 7 of Swords is crossing her. The 7 of Swords, since I can get this a lot in these readings, the 7 of Swords is, of course, she can't trust him now. Lies have been told. Especially with that, you get the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So we definitely have had someone deliberately be deceptive and hidden and, should not be trusted. Basically backstabbing. And so, she has a lot of anxiety. She's afraid of being on her own. I guess she was married to this guy for a long time. You're looking probably at like 14, 15 years invested in this relationship. She did say they were having problems. He seemed really aloof half the time. Kind of not connected and detached, emotionally unavailable, but that's a King of Pentacles anyway. I won't even date the King of Pentacles. They especially the Capricorn, they can be very aloof, very unemotional. They do feel, but they usually don't express it. And I think he was a Capricorn. So, obviously she cannot trust him. She's afraid of being able to make it financially. And of course, the Seven of Swords is connected to position 7, which is the 5 of Pentacles. And of course, that is the poverty card. Can I make it on my own? Being shut out. Here she was, she thought she had a decent marriage, but then he's been online canoodling with this woman for approximately 3 years. And so she was feeling really destitute and betrayed. All those nasty little cards that we have there, 5, 7, 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. Those are bad cards to get. Crowning her is the Ace of Cups. Meanwhile, she had put herself in counseling and she was finding herself again. Now, like I said, this affair happened probably, she discovered it in October of 20. And she pretty much had 8 months. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. And so the Ace of Cups rules March, April, May. And so she's still living with him, but they're in separate rooms. They're just minding the children. Meanwhile, she's looking for a job because basically she was a mother and tended to the home. Emotionally, so she's finding herself again with that Ace of Cups. It is self-love and understanding self and being kind to self, and basically a recreation of self. And the 6th position is the action position of a Celtic spread, one of the most important positions in the reading. And so the universe is saying, the karma is done here, you can leave. So the 8 of Cups is emotional detachment. She is leaving what used to be important to her, what used to be her life, is now in shambles with the 5 of Pentacles, 7 and 5 of Wands, 10 of Swords. And so emotionally, she can't trust him anymore. And so the universe says, it's time for you to leave. And so this happened in October of 21. Basically, the universe is saying, you have about 8 months. And so when I counted up that 8 months, it puts us exactly into March, April, May. So once again, we have a timing card. 7th position is the fears, and that is the 5 of Pentacles. But remember, the 5 of Pentacles is very similar to that 9 of Swords. The 5 of Pentacles is a threat, but it doesn't necessarily have to be real. The only time it is really real and it comes to pass is when you get it with the Tower or some other negative cards like the Devil and so on. In 8th position, which is external coming in, we have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is, of course, everything's up in the air. She's not too sure what she's going to be doing for work. She does know that she wanted to go back to school, so she needs to complete a class. And so she actually went and signed up for like an upgrade workshop just to get her familiar with the contemporary office administration protocols. And 9th position is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands, of course, is everything's happening, nothing's certain. kind of in conflict. He's begging her to stay. She didn't feel like she could trust him ever again. Plus they have the children. And so, she herself is really torn here as well. And so she's got a lot to do. She's got to clean out the closets and drawers, clean out her stuff and get ready to move like in 8 months. She's got to get herself in school. She's got to get herself on interviews. And so, it's pretty much all on her to create this option of freedom. After that 5 of Wands, though, is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, all my knights are fly-by-nights. They are fast moving, except for the Nine of Pentacles. They're fast moving. They do herald change. And so she's now very focused in filling her cup. That Knight's cup, if you look at it, it is empty. And so she has to go fill it, which has been the instructions for that Ace of Cups in 5th position. Spirit is saying it's time to fill your cup. I've got your back. What do you want to do? What is your passion? And so this is what she's doing. She's living her passion. She's taking her cup to the world now, and she's attempting to fill it. She did get a job, which happens in the Knight of Pentacles. And so she now secured work. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, was saying secured herself pretty good money. She's got insurance, she's got money. She did find a little house to rent for she and her children. And so she, in 9 months, is on her way now. And so she finally, I guess, moved in June of 2021. Because this happened in October of 20. So in June of 2021, she moved and got her house. I guess that's why the 5 of Wands is there. Because I'm pretty sure in May, everything was just like extremely chaotic. And lo and behold, right there is this King of Cups. And she did meet him on the job, which he is next to that Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has to do with change in work or change in money. He is the slowest of the knights. And so pretty much he moves extremely slow, whereas the Knight of Swords is flying. The Knight of Cups is taking his good old time. We cup people, we don't move very fast. And then the Knight of Wands is also a very fast moving horse. And then the Knight of Pentacles is, she's steady now. She doesn't need to look. She doesn't need to look forward. And then she has herself a new king. And so all in all, this turned out very well for her. The next one is all right. This one is, should I move back home? So position 1 is the Star and position 2 is Temperance. And so everything is very, a little slower in that regard. Position 3 is the Hermit. I think, yes, it's the Hermit. Not exactly lined up here. And then going to the past is the Lovers, the Ace of Swords, the 8 of Swords, and Tower. And then position 4 is the 4 of Swords. Position 5, the Knight of Wands. Position 6, Queen of Wands. Position 7 is 6 of Pentacles. Position 8 is 6 of Wands. Position 9, Knight of Pentacles. Position 10 is the 6 of Swords, and on out is the 9 of Pentacles. You see how they most people end up at my table because of relationships. That's probably at least 75% of my readings. So let's go to her past. We have the Hermit, which is, they're definitely not partnered. They're on their own. They're seeking their way in the world. They're seeking spiritual alignment. And so as far as relationship goes, the hermit does not bode well for a partnership. However, for the single person, it does bode well with, you can do this. You can make it on your own. You can do this. Don't be afraid. Remember, the hermit comes after that strength card. And the strength card, you develop your confidence, you develop your core, your integrity, your honor, and truth. And that gives you the courage to stand on your own in the hermit card. Going in the past, of course, is the Lovers, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and Tower. Now, obviously, there has been a breakup. The Ace of Swords and the Lovers, that is the end of her love connection. But once again, I guess he went out on her. And so it did a number on her self-esteem. And so that is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is she felt stuck. She didn't feel confident. She's not too sure about her self-esteem or self-worth. And with the Tower then, of course, that just enhances and exasperates the whole thing. And so now the reality has happened. And when you go up to that Four of Swords, and, and I told her, whenever you get the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords together, like with the Tower and the Ace of Swords, the Tower and the Ace of Swords is like, it's bam. Somebody just pulled the rug out from under you. The world you knew is gone and over like in 24 hours. It is, like kind of like dealing with a death or a suicide. It's just like gone and done. And oh my God, you woke up in a different reality. And so this is what's going on with her. She's in a different reality. Well, she is like most of us. She has anxiety. And so this whole thing, shook her little tree. And so the Four of Wands is there. And that told me, and plus it's got the Three of Swords hanging over the person laying down. That tells you that something must have happened to separate her from something that she enjoyed. And so I told her, I said, have you been sick? And she goes, well, I've been very depressed. And she said, I have been in counseling. I am getting medication. And, and of course, me and my Four of Swords. Well, are you taking some good vitamins? And you need to realize that vitamin D and vitamin B3, B6, B12 also rule your mental and emotional health. And so it's really important when you're going through a scary time in your life, when you're going through anxiety and depression, you need to up those particular vitamins to make sure that you're getting what you need for support. In the first position is the Star. It's my favorite card. I love the Star. The Star says, have faith, have hope. You're on the right path. We want this to happen for you. You're going to be just fine. The Star is everything is going to be okay. It is God's yes card. And so, when I saw that, I felt really good. Now, Temperance is in second position. Temperance is a victory card, but it's also Phoenix on Fire card. And this is where the Earth Angel gets their wings. This is where the Phoenix begins to burn and rises again. And so with the Temperance card, Temperance can be very challenging for an introvert or for an empath or for a codependent. And unfortunately, this is what she had become. She had relied totally on her husband. He was her world, and he had an affair. And so she's trying to find her way back to herself again. Now, Temperance is going to tell her, this is going to take time. And for you to find yourself again, Temperance rules 9 months to a year. And so they're saying just move slowly. He was kind to her. and allowing her to do what she needed to do. He did find her a new place to live, which is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is, she couldn't afford the house by herself, and so he went and he graciously bought her own little house. They did not have children, and so she's moving. And then the Queen of Wands is in 6th position. So the Queen of Wands is a Leo, Sag, Aries female. I used to say Aquarian because to me that's what the wands are. But she has that stick. So, you know, those knights always give us their tool. And so this knight has given her the wand. And he's telling her, you know, support yourself. Stand on your own. You're going to be just fine. And position 2, Temperance, is leading to position 7, 6 of Pentacles. She was a little concerned once again. The males make the most money. Am I going to be able to make it on my own? And so she, with that Knight of Pentacles in position 10, interviewed and secured herself a very good job, which is illustrated by the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a victory card. There's not even any reversal to the 6 of Wands. It is achieving status, being known for your work, being known for your mastership. And she actually was hired as a team leader in a leading corporation. So she was very, very excited about that. And in June, she left, and that's illustrated by the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is you surrender to the nastiness of the situation, and you have to leave, even though you don't want to. That's why those 6 of Swords are in the boat. So she has a limited amount of time basically to get back on her feet. And so the 6 of Swords always reminds you, remember, this is a rescue. We're going to get you to another shore. As you can see on the card, you can't see the other shore. So there is a essence of the unknown with the 6 of Swords. In other cards, an angel is rowing the boat. And this card, a guy is, which he did help her row her boat. He bought her a little house, paid at, you know, very wealthy man, paid for the first year of mortgage for her, so she could, you know, decorate and get back on her feet. And then, of course, the outcome is her on her own in the 9 of Pentacles. So she has her home, she has her money, and she has found her truth. She has found a renewed sense of self and autonomy and self-empowerment. And she's able to afford whatever it is that she wants. So all in all, this was a very positive reading. It's a simple one. All right. Same theme, different day. All right, so position 3 is the 10 of Cups, position 1, the 4 of Swords, position 2, the World, position 4, Ace of Swords, position 5, the Tower, position 6, 5 of Wands, position 7, 5 of Pentacles, position 8, the Moon, position 9, 7 of Cups, position 10, the Star. And so we have many major arcanas with this: the Tower, the World, the Star, the Moon. And so we have 4 major arcana. And so whatever is happening here is going to be happening rather quickly. And so let's go into her past. And we start with the 10 of Cups. And once again, Oh, bless these ladies' hearts. Oh, once again, this was a woman who was very happy in her beautiful home with a beautiful family. And but unfortunately, even though we don't have the card, her husband did die of COVID. And so in the middle of the reading is the Four of Swords into the world, which is crossing in position 2. And this is and right away I asked, I go, did someone get COVID? Is someone very ill? And she goes, someone died. And she goes, my husband died. And it didn't show that in the reading. I didn't get the death card. I didn't get his card, but obviously the Ace of Swords in the Tower, remember, it is flash. The lightning has struck. Everything is down. The Four of Swords in the world, it was COVID. And then down here in position 7, the Five of Pentacles. And so remember, I said, things don't really get nasty. The worst case scenario of any reading is the Tower and the Five of Pentacles. You add the Ace of Pentacles and the World to it, it is like, well, it's like a complete tower. It's a complete burn down of everything that you knew in your life. And so, bless her heart, you know, she had so much she had to do. She did get some money, which after the Star there was a 10 of Pentacles, so that means the 10 of Pentacles a lot of times is inheritance. Well, the 4, of course, is the Ace of Swords, and that is quick elimination and focus. Position 5 is the Tower, and that is a complete breakdown of what you knew as your reality. It is done. And so you take those 4 cards, the Tower, Ace of Swords, 4 of Swords in the world, plus 7th position, the 5 of Pentacles, and, you know, it is complete devastation. And so, of course, that threw her into position 6, 5 of Wands, the action. Everything is in absolute chaos. Doesn't know if she's going to be able to keep the house. What is she going to do? Was she going to have enough money? You know, it's a family. He has children. They're going to take the house from her and all this stuff. And so, you know, I told her, well, you know, and here you have the Moon and the 7 of Cups, right? The Moon and external. Remember, the Moon is, I don't know. We don't know. Not enough information. It also holds fears. It also holds, especially with the 7 of Cups up there, almost delusional. And so I asked her, I said, how is your thinking? And she said, oh my God, because I'm just grinding the worst case scenario over and over again. All right, so that would be portrayed by the Moon and the 7 of Cups. So she's imagining all these different scenarios. So I told her, I said, well, I need you to pick out of those scenarios the best cases. I need you to begin to believe in positivity potential. I said, because crowning or at the ending of your reading, we have the Star, and the Star is hope and renewal and faith. And, you know, God is telling her, this is the right way. You're going to be just fine. And so in this reading, I think there was a little bit more to it. She ended up having really a rather large sum of inheritance from the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles as an inheritance is usually 100,000 or more. She got $1 million, and so, you know, she's going to be just fine. Although, you know, unfortunately, her heart is broken. All right, here's one. This is about a job, And so on position 1 is the Chariot. You may not be able to see that very well. Position 2 is the 8 of Cups. Position 3 is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Position 4 is the Page of Swords. Position 5 is the Page of Cups. Position 6 is the 2 of Swords reversed. Position 7 is the Hangman. Position 8, 4 of Wands. Position 9, the Ace of Swords. Position 10, the Sun. And going out is the Knight of Wands, 3 of Wands, and 4 of Pentacles. Underneath the reading is the Ace of Pentacles reversed, 5 of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. And so she is looking for a job, and that tells you with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So she's looking for a job. She did have an interview. Usually the Page of Pentacles will be school and looking for a job, or the Page of Wands will be looking for a job. The Knight of Pentacles will be interviewing for the job. And so she said she interviewed for a job and she didn't get it. And so, of course, that's now where the 5 of Cups comes from. So let's kind of take a look at the progression here. We only have 1, 2, 3 majors. We have the Chariot, the Sun, and the Hangman. The Chariot and the Sun, of course, would be positive, and the Hangman is like, hang on, just wait. Take your time here. We may not need to be going in that direction. The emotion of the reading is lots of Wands and Pentacles, 1 cup. The numbers, we have 1 ace, 2 aces, so 2, 1. We have a 2 and a 3. We have a 4, 2 4s, and 1, 2 knights, and 2 pages. Are there any triads? I think so. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, a Knight of Pentacles, a Knight of Wands, and then 2 pages. So we actually have 2 vortexes. In this particular case, we have no 10. So these are 2 triads together. Numbers in a reading, we have 2 4s, 1 2, 1 3, 2 aces, 2 pages, 2 knights, and 1 5 of cups. Any repeated symbolism? I'm seeing a lot of yellow when you look at this reading. Yellow in the Chariot, the yellow in the 8 of Cups, the yellow in the pages, yellow in the Sun, yellow in the 4 of Wands, yellow in the 3 of Wands. So I'm seeing a lot of yellow. Yellow in the tarot is inspiration and enlightenment. What is the timing? We have the Chariot next to a 2 of Swords. So we're looking at 2 weeks. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So you're looking at May, June, July. We have the Ace of Swords. We have December, January, February. We have the 3 of Wands close to the Sun. So that can be 3 days. 2 aces, no 10s. What suit? Predominantly cups and wands. No confusion, no Fool, no Moon, no 7 of cups in this one. No court cards other than the pages and the knights. It's more mundane because of all the minors. There is no court card describing the person. However, I think in this case, the chariot would probably describe this person. There's mosquitoes in the house and getting bit. So, all right, so let's start with the 3-5 at night in the past. Once again, she had an interview. She really wanted that job and they turned her down. So that's why the Ace of Pentacles is reversed. But you know, that Ace of Pentacles is such a powerful, positive card that even in reversal, it simply means that it just wasn't the right job for you. And of course, she was disappointed with the 5 of Cups, which is a card of depression, disappointment, and or alcoholism, drinking, or drug. So in this case, it is disappointment. She also had another interview that a job that she was looking for, but they never would call her back. So hence we got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a communication card, but this particular page holds negative communication that you don't want to hear, or communication that does not come, like ghosting, or psychic communication. But we don't have the High Priestess on the table, so probably not a psychic thing. It's you know, she heard she didn't get the job, so that wasn't very good. The Chariot, though, is a #1 position. Remember, the Chariot is a victory card. Whoever is in the Chariot is victorious. And so Spirit is saying, just get back in, get back on the horse, and let's keep trying. And so crossing her is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is, she's like, well, you know, I don't know what to do. And you know, she's getting emotionally distraught. She's getting, this is an emotional detachment card. And then you couple it with 7th position and the Hangman. And so I said, I go, what kind of job? Because remember, the 8 of Cups and Hangman, the Hangman is God saying, I really don't want you going down that path. And so I asked her, I said, what kind of job are you looking for? And she told me, and I said, well, I said, have you ever thought that maybe that's not, you're not to stay in this field, that you are to maybe try a different field or even step up from this position? And she said, well, to be honest with you, she said, I've been thinking about such and such job. And she said, but I just really didn't think that I was qualified for it. And I said, well, what would you have to do to feel qualified? She said, well, I just need to take, you know, take a course. And I go, well, what's stopping you? And so she did take that course. And this is why we've got kind of 8 months on the board. So we have the 8 of Pentacles in the past, and then we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords rules December, January, and February. So you take May, June, July, and you add 8 months to it. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So 8 months. And that's found in that 8 of Cups. So the Ace of Swords rules December, January, and February. So I told her, I go, well, I want you to keep looking for a job. And we discussed, you know, networking and that type of thing, because I did see the 3 of Wands over there. The 3 of Wands is using a computer. And I said, you know, do you have your profile up in the industry sector? Do you have it on LinkedIn and all that? And she goes, yes, 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 of course. So the 5 is she's wanting to have a positive communication. She's waiting to hear. 6th position is the 2 of Swords. You know, the 2 of Swords upright is very confused between your mind and your heart. And so it usually involves 2 weeks. But this time, you know, the 2 of Swords is in reverse. And so that usually means she probably needs to let go the idea of something, which is also found in that Eight of Cups and also in the Ace of Swords. So here we have some mild letting go. The Ace of Cups, sorry, Eight of Cups, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords. So she let the idea of the old job go, and she's retraining herself for an upgrade. In 8th position coming in, you know, so far everything is okay at the house. She's still in her current job, so she's, you know, everything is paid and up to date. She's just the corporation, I guess, is being sold, and she feels that she's not safe there. So the universe gave her approximately 8 months from May until December, January, February. Well, then comes December, January, and February. We're followed by the sun, which is God's happy, happy, joy, joy, blessings abound. And then what's after that is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is movement into a new home and or a new job. And so she found a new job online, and the Four of Pentacles is she's leaving the state. She found a job out of state that she really wants. It's in Florida. She interviewed, she got the job, and so here she is, letting go her home, which is the Ace of Swords by the Four of Wands, letting go her home here in Ohio and heading down where it's warm. And, you know, so I told her she had approximately 2 months to get ready. So the Four of Pentacles is telling her, save your money, save your money. You know, and I told her, I said, you're probably going to have anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 to move. And what she discovered is the new company actually gave her money to move and helped her move down there. So it was a very positive experience. And so she did get a new job. And I have one more reading here. So there probably there will be another segment on the triads, the quads, and the timing. So I want to make sure you understand that. Now this is my reading about my bankruptcy. And so position 1 is the Ace of Pentacles. Position 2, the 10 of Cups. Position 3 is the 10 of Wands, and going to my past, the 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords, Justice, Tower, Ace of Swords, 5 of Wands. And so it was not pretty. I met persecution with the trustee when she saw on my tax form Reiki and Psychic Tarot. And you know, I had a new Jeep. They made me give it up, so I had to give it back. And so they told me I could get a car, but the car had to be under 5,000. Well, this was in March of 2021. So I bought a little $5,000 Kia Soul, or it's 4,008, and I satisfied the court requirement. That's what my attorney said. Make sure the car isn't worth any more than that. I got the trade-in value printed out and all of that. So I was good. And then during the bankruptcy hearing, after she saw if everything was going really smooth, and then after she saw what I did, she really changed her tune with me. She became very snippy and very curt, really quite rude. And so this is why you see some really nasty cards around the Justice card. You get the Ace of Swords, the Tower, the Justice, the 7 of Swords. All right, these are nasty little cards. She's coming after me. And the Seven of Wands is there. The Seven of Wands is a get her done card, but it's also a defense card, especially when it involves the court system. The Seven of Wands and the Justice or Judgment card together mean that you're going to have to defend yourself, but you have a position of advantage. Remember, the sevens belong to the Chariot. So the Chariot is usually a victory card. So the Seven of Wands, I have a position of advantage, but there was a 10-day period with 10 of Wands where I was just overwhelmed. My attorney called me after we ended with the trustee, and he said, Renee, she's coming after your bank account. She's coming. She's going to take your Kia. So I need you to be prepared for that. And he said she was going to take your home. She said that you are protected in some sort of amnesty law. So she couldn't do that. And I said, but I satisfied court requirements. And he said, it doesn't matter. And this is what she told me. She goes, well, after she read what I did, well, let's take a look at that car of yours. And I said, what about it? And I said, it's under 5,000. And retail value was under 5,000. And I said, I satisfied court requirements, March of 2021. She goes, yes, the car values have exceeded now. I go, but I satisfied court requirements in March. And she said, I want a current appraisal value of your car, and I want it done at CarMax. And I was like, CarMax is the most expensive. She goes, that's where I want it done. And she goes, and I want it done in 24 hours. I said, okay. So I was like falling all over myself. Okay, you're saying, well, so big deal. You have to give up your car. All right, no. You can't have any money in bankruptcy. So if I'd have gone out and bought another car, they would have taken that car. And I wasn't allowed to buy another car until after June of 2022. So this was in January. And so from January to June of 2022, I would have been without a vehicle, unable to buy a vehicle for myself. All right, I'm gimpy. I can't walk everywhere. And so, yes, the Seven of Swords happened. I went into stress. I went into anxiety. I got a hold of my Reiki group and I said, I need you to send energy to this trustee, light and love. I said, I need you to pray for her that she shows me mercy. And so you see the little chariot up there in the path that's going to take my car. All right, but he called me 10 days later and he goes, Renee, he goes, she was going to take the car. As a matter of fact, your hearing was on a Wednesday. He called me on a Friday and he goes, Renee, I need you to get ready to surrender your car. And I said, well, when would that be? And he said, next week on a Friday. I go, you're saying I have a week with my vehicle? And he said, yeah. He said, you'll have to turn it in. And so then he called me though, a week later on a Wednesday, and he said, I don't know what happened. He said, I really don't. She completely signed off on you. And she said, she's not taking your house, she's not taking your money, she's not taking your car. And so, so I witnessed the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the 10 of Cups around that chariot. Happy, happy, joy, joy. And so I was very lucky, but the stress that she put me under, I ended up kind of getting sick from that. And so the Temperance is in position 7. So my bankruptcy was over. That was a big old nasty gorilla that had been hanging over me after Amlan's suicide for 2 years. And so I won. Well, I was victorious, and so the phoenix began to burn. And so then all you see afterwards here, the 8 of Wands is now finishing all the projects. The 3 of Pentacles focusing on priorities. 4 of Pentacles resaving, because you could only have $500 worth of cash and no saving. And so I started resaving again. and then the Strength card and the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups, because I'm like, man, it's going to take me a long time to get the kind of savings account built up that I want. But the Knight of Pentacles did happen. And so right now I'm doing well. And then the Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups is joy and happiness. I'm working my passion. The Page of Cups, positive feedback and positivity, but the Eight of Pentacles is, I'm working myself all the time, trying to save those pentacles back up again. So this was a very positive reading other than what was in my past. And just know whenever you get these kind of cards with a Justice or Judgment card, probably isn't going to go very well for the person. And but somehow, the Lord takes care of me. And I feel, which is the rest of the cards show you, I feel very blessed. That Nine of Pentacles, she's in great gratitude. And I was on my knees grateful because I really didn't know what I was going to do without a car. And so this is one of these readings that turned out very positive and happy. And, and I am. I'm just very, very grateful. Okay, I think that is the last one. Nope, there's some more. Okay, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that on another Zoom. And so I've kept you here, I think approximately an hour. And so I'm trying to keep these videos maybe a little shorter for you instead of the full hour and a half to 2 hours, which is what we were doing. So I'm going to close this one out, and then I'm going to do 2 more. And then we're really going to get into the conjunctions. And by now you should kind of be recognizing that. I'm going to give you the conjunctions free because I had this lull. When I got that UTI, it just kind of messed me up. And I'm still not quite recovered from it. And so I'm still having to deal with doctors and medication, which just makes me very tired. So I'll get a new video out for you, and then we will go through the conjunction, and then the Knights, Pages, and Aces and Tens for the Triads and Quads, and then the timing card. So I wish you all a very good night, and know that I love you. Be in God's care. Bye-bye.